I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. And someone wrote to me with a terrific scenario for me to work through with you. I also want to mention, listen to the end of the show. I have a new service I'm introducing that I think many of you will enjoy. Now, here's the scenario, and this is with a teacher, but it could be any profession. The scenario basically outlined to me is that the person has an offer from an organization, from a school, that's about 25 minutes from their house. Good school, more mellow environment than the one that he now is getting an offer from that he could walk to. And his son goes to school there. Now, let's imagine for a second, it's not just simply that close for someone, but or someone's son goes to that particular employer, but it's a shorter commute situation. Might be a little bit more stressful, but fundamentally, what do you do? How do you weigh these things? They both have great benefits. In the case of the one that he could walk to, obviously he's saving on transportation, but how do you kind of figure this out? And I want to start by adding one more monkey wrench into this, and that is for however long the administration exists at that other school, you may not have the opportunity to go to work there if you needed to in the future. After all, these are good times, and not all times will be good. And thus, you always have to take into consideration the impact of the choice, not just simply today, but for the future. So that's the extra monkey wrench. And I'm not going to give you the answer. I'm going to give you the process to go through. And I'll simply say that if the walk to work and the additional time has that much value to you, if the money is comparable, I didn't say identical, comparable, why not? Why not do it? After all, you recapture 5 hours a week of commuting time. And I say 5 hours, even though you say it's 25 minutes, because frankly, there could be days where there could be traffic. There could be days where there's snow. Now, you always want to take into consideration the abnormal situations. Like, I remember a time where I used to commute from Pennsylvania to New York, and the scheduled time was 2 hours. But then there were the days where accidents occurred or snow would come in that day, and 2 hours became 3 or worse. So fundamentally, you have to do what you believe is right for you, because the administration or the HR organization or the leadership of a firm does the same thing as well. If your skills are such that you believe that for a number of years, losing that other educational organization is okay with you, then by all means, there's no risk to taking the current role. However, I'll also remind you that we don't always tell the future all that well. But I'm not hearing anything in this scenario that's problematic. Just make sure the money is comparable to the savings that you receive. For some of you, that 25 minutes may take you across a state border where you have to pay taxes to another entity. I haven't read anything about that here. So I'll simply say it's nice to be in a situation where you could walk to work, that it's that close. I don't know if it's a 5-minute walk or a 15-minute walk, whatever it is. It's nice to be able to do that, to save on the wear and tear of a car, because cars are expensive. There's certain types of auto insurance that you can save money by not putting as much mileage on your car. But when push comes to shove, you always have to take into consideration that one factor I mentioned earlier, that if things go south in your school district or things go south with your current employer, that you need to have the resources or the organizations nearby where you could also go to work. So a lot to consider. I hope you found this helpful. And I want to mention I'm introducing a new service, Lunch with Jeff. And what we would do is for an initial price of $100, we get together at about 12:30 Eastern. I'll have a bite of lunch. You can do the same thing. We'll meet over Zoom. We'll schedule a time to do this and sit down, have lunch with one another for about 40 minutes. I'll answer your questions. It's less than my coaching sessions, I'll tell you that, and gives you an opportunity for us to connect. So that's my new service. Hope some of you take me up on it. If you're interested in it, connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/the big game harm. Once we're connected, we'll schedule a time for lunch. Have a great day. Take care.